I thought to make your life easier, I would do a sample of what your oral learning journal could be. I'm going to talk about myself with the MARS model. The MARS model should actually be behind me on the screen. So the MARS model is made up of 4 letters, which M-A-R-S, which stands for motivation, ability, role perception, and situational factors. So the degree to which people are effective in meeting their individual goals and behaviors depends upon those 4 things. So M stands for motivation. So what's the direction, intensity, and persistence that somebody puts forth in trying to meet their goal? Ability, what aptitudes and capabilities do you have to do what you're trying to do? Role perception, do you understand what's expected of you and are you able to meet that? Situational factors are things outside of your control. So all of those elements of MARS can affect your individual behavior. So my example I'm going to tell you, which I've told a couple times before, is even though I shouldn't and I try to stay healthy, which I told you in my introductory video I try to stay healthy, my full-time position is on Quinpool Road. And every once in a while when I get stuck at lunchtime, I don't have time to get something to eat and I run to Wendy's. And I know Wendy's isn't good for me, but I go to Wendy's. When I go to Wendy's, or one of the times I was at Wendy's, I ordered a hamburger and some French fries and I got a drink. And on the side of the drink it said, go to this website, put the code on the rim of your cup on the Wendy's website, and you can win $1 million for kicking a field goal at the Grey Cup football game. For those of you not from Canada, the Grey Cup is the championship of the Canadian Football League. So I said to myself, I'm going to go back to my office and I'm going to put my name in that code. So let's apply the MARS model to me with that. So if my goal is to kick a 50-yard field goal at the Grey Cup to win $1 million, what is my motivation? So my motivation, so the goal is to kick it. The intensity would be how hard do I try to actually reach that goal? So do I go to the St. Mary's Husky Stadium? Do I practice kicking every single day? Do I practice kicking in the rain? Do I practice kicking in the wind? How hard do I try? You also know, for example, if you're doing something, how hard you actually try. Maybe if you get a bad mark, you say that you studied really, really hard, but what was the quality of the studying that you were doing? Were you on your phone? Were you talking to your friends? Were you surfing the internet? Or were you actually studying? And persistence is how often do you try? So do I work at it every single day, or do I just work at it here and there? Ability, what is my ability to actually make that ball go through the upright at 50 yards? So the first part of that is aptitude, and aptitude are the God-given gifts that you inherit. So I do have a little bit of a sporting pedigree. My father was a great athlete and my siblings are great athletes, so as a consequence of that, I do have a little bit of aptitude, although I've never played football and I've never played soccer. Capability are the skills that you need to learn. So I would suggest for me to be successful kicking this, I need to get some capabilities because I need to learn the proper technique to kick a football through an upright. So I would probably need to go into the tower or to SMUFIT, and I need to find the kicker on the St. Mary's Huskies, and I need to get him to help me. Or I need to find one of my former students who's a soccer player to teach me how to do it. Role perceptions is next. So do I understand what's expected of me? So really, I understand that if I'm selected, that I need to go there on national television, I need to kick a ball. That ball is on a field that's outside, so what impact could that have? So I understand what's expected of me. Even though I understand, does that mean if I get there and there's 5 million people watching on television and there's 50,000 people in that stadium, am I going to understand the pressure that I'm going to be under with all those people there so I don't embarrass myself? And situational factors are anything outside of my control. So what happens if it's really, really windy that day? What happens if the field is slippery that day? What are the things that I can't control? So if I go through and think about M-A-R-S, that would have a high impact on my ability to kick that football through the upright. But I guess more importantly to start, I need Wendy's to choose me.